Everything I'm about to tell you happened on a night most traders would have never survived. Not because the market was volatile. Not because the setup was dangerous. But because the truth that hit me that night was stronger than any loss I ever took. It wasn't a lesson I learned from a mentor or a strategy or a textbook. It wasn't something I heard from another trader. It was something I lived through, alone, in the kind of silence that feels like it's pressing against your chest. It was a winter night years ago, long before I became the trader I am now. The city outside was dead quiet, covered in a thin layer of frost that made everything look frozen in time. I remember the way the streetlights flickered through the window blinds and painted thin golden stripes across my desk. I remember the hum of my old computer, the faint buzz of a lamp, the cold air pressing through a crack in the window. I remember the exact feeling of sitting there, half tired, half awake, staring at a chart that seemed to move in slow motion. I didn't know it yet, but that night would become the moment trading finally made sense to me. Not because I made money. Not because I caught a masterpiece trade. Not because I had a breakthrough strategy. But because I finally saw the market for what it really is, not a puzzle, not a machine, not a game, not a system. A mirror. The night started normal. Nothing dramatic. I had taken a few small losses earlier in the day, nothing that should have bothered me. But they did. More than they should have. Something inside me was irritated, not by the losses, but by the feeling that I should have been better. That whisper of self-disappointment that gnaws at you slowly until it turns into tension. I sat there watching the candles move, not with intention, but with hunger. The kind of hunger that ruins traders. A hunger to make something happen, to feel like I was in control again. I was waiting for an opportunity to appear, but the truth is, I wasn't waiting. I was hunting. Hunting for something to fill the silence inside me. Then the setup appeared. At least, that's what I told myself. It wasn't clean. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't aligned with my plan. But it was something, and something felt better than nothing. So I clicked the button. Instantly, the rush hit me. That quiet surge in the chest that tells you you're alive again. That flash of adrenaline, the tiny spike of dopamine, the emotional cocktail traders pretend they don't crave. For a moment, everything felt right. Then the candle moved against me. Not aggressively. Not violently. Just enough to remind me that I entered for the wrong reasons. Just enough to expose the truth I didn't want to see. I wasn't trading the market. I was trading the tension inside my own mind. My breathing tightened. My stomach dropped. My thoughts became louder. That whisper in my head, the one every trader hears, started playing its old lines. Just hold it. It'll come back. This is just noise. You know where this is going. But the chart wasn't lying. I was. The loss grew slowly, like the market wanted me to feel each tick. A warning. A message. A confrontation. I widened the stop. Broke my rule. Silenced the part of me that knew better. And the market reacted instantly, like it sensed weakness, and pushed further against me. I widened the stop again. Another rule shattered. Another lie told silently to myself. The loss grew larger, and something strange happened. A stillness. Not calmness, more like the moment before a storm breaks. A moment where everything becomes quiet because something inside you is collapsing. I didn't close the trade. Not because I believed in it. But because I didn't want to accept what it meant if I closed it. If I closed it, I'd have to face myself. My discipline. My ego. My fear. My weakness. My real reasons for trading that night. And I wasn't ready for that. Then came the candle, the one every trader recognizes. The one that says, "This is the moment everything breaks." A long, sharp, merciless move straight through my stop. No hesitation. No mercy. Just reality slapping me across the face. My account dipped into red deeper than I expected. Not blown, but shaken. Enough to hurt. Enough to sting. Enough to wake something inside me that had been sleeping for years. I closed the trade. Stood up. Walked away from the desk. And felt the cold air hit my face like a punishment I deserved. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel sadness. I didn't feel fear. I felt shame. Not because I lost money. Because I realized the reason I lost had nothing to do with the market. It was me. My impatience. My emotional hunger. My refusal to sit with silence. My need to feel something. My inability to walk away when I wasn't grounded. The market didn't hurt me. It revealed me. And as I stood there in the dim room, something clicked, something I had never understood until that moment. The market isn't testing your strategy. It's testing your identity. Anyone can follow rules when they feel good. Anyone can be disciplined when they're calm. Anyone can be patient when there's no pressure. But your real character is exposed on nights like that one. Nights where your emotions are louder than your logic. Nights where your identity fights your goals. Nights where you realize the market isn't your opponent. Your reflection is. I walked back to my desk. The chart was still open. Still glowing. Still moving. Like nothing had happened. And for the first time in my trading life, I saw the market clearly. Not as a challenge. Not as a puzzle. Not as an enemy. But as a teacher. A ruthless one. A cold one. A brutally honest one. A teacher that doesn't care about your excuses. A teacher that doesn't care about your hopes. A teacher that doesn't care about the story in your head. A teacher that exposes you, painfully, until you either evolve or quit. That night became the dividing line in my career. The night I realized trading wasn't about charts. It wasn't about strategies. It wasn't about skill. It was about honesty. Radical honesty. The kind that burns. The kind that forces you to confront the parts of yourself you spend your whole life avoiding. That night changed everything. Because once the market reveals you, you can never trade the same way again. And now I want you to answer something important, something that will tell me whether you've faced your own night like this. Comment below. I've seen my reflection in the market. If you can say that honestly, you've already crossed the point most traders never reach. If this helped you, like the video and subscribe for more old trading secrets.